this June special council meeting to order. Everyone is present. Thank you. Welcome all those in attendance. We do need to move on to our consent agenda with approval of June 9th minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor of approving the June 9th, 2025 minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Sheila, did you have any sent in public comments?
No, sir.
And at this point, we will open the public hearing portion of this budget meeting. The only business on the agenda is the budget. When you come up, I guess Sheila has the list. When you come up, state your name and address. She is timing. We are holding comments to 3 minutes. Council can respond, but not required to.
First on this is Brian.
So I got a question about the budget related to the trash pickup. I'm just curious, has there been a study done for, what the cost is going to be 3, 5, 10 years down the road?
It's a 3-year contract at that price, and at that point, we can cancel and reinstate.
Okay, how about, future increases after that? Any indication of, projected costs down the road for whatever it costs?
We obviously can't predict diesel fuel cost and dumping cost.
All right, second question I got related to the taxes that everyone's already paying to go to the county dump. How does this affect that?
They are currently paying, or I am anyway, paying $150 to do that. And from what I understand, that is able to be forgiven if you can document that you're having trash pickup done. For example, your national residents and things like that already do that.
So the trash pickup will have trash and recycling?
That's up to the council next week, 2 weeks.
Okay. That's all the questions I have.
Next on the list is Tracy Jackson.
I have a question on the trash pickup. What number of population would you use to estimate that?
Homes, 140 homes,
So is that just,
town limits.
And then, mobile home parks.
and that's including the 140? And if these were adopted and somebody were to move, what, how the numbers adjusted, or is it just on 140 for 3 years?
Currently only 140 for 3 years.
Okay, thank you.
We're expecting some, not takers as well.
Georgia Jackson.
Okay, I have a trash question. Somebody asked me, so I want to go and answer that. What if someone in town does not want to take trash service? How does that work? Decline, not required, they can decline it. Okay. Then my next question on the budget, 4211 medical insurance, says NC Health Insurance reported no increase in premiums for 25-26 year. Something I was reading for the board of trustees, there is a PowerPoint presentation on state insurance, possibly going up. It said premiums to be discussed, premiums to be decided. The estimate is August, and that's the state, so you know how that goes. So I want to make sure that I mention state insurance increase. If that happens, our year is running July 1st. But if they put that into effect, I'm not sure when the state's year starts January 1st. I just wanted to make sure. I thought saying no increase in premiums was maybe not, we don't know.
At this time.
Right, so I think on that budget, that line item, that there's no increase, you might want to stay away from saying no increase. And then what's the plan to handle increase in insurance premium?
The earliest that would happen, obviously, would be their fiscal year, so January 1st.
Right.
We actually had the opportunity to make amendments to our budget
Okay,
at the same time,
okay.
and that's why it's there.
Okay, so I just, looking at sort of some of the personnel stuff, I just want to make sure that we're prepared, increase in pay, but then increase in insurance and all those things, waiting on the state. But there is a PowerPoint, if you want to look at it. It's like a huge PowerPoint, but it is discussion about that. I wanted to make sure everybody's aware.
Thank you.
Large board.
I was doing my years. First off, I want to just compliment the board and for the videos that y'all are putting out for the town meetings. I think that's real illustrative. I watch every single one, including planning board meetings. And for those that work and can't attend those videos, it's something good to see. All the records on that. And she was doing a great job trying to hold it all together. Mayor and their office on council. I appreciate all the hard work and everything you've done. I don't really have a lot to say about the budget, but I just need an explanation of certain things so that I can understand and not mind exactly what that particular item covers. What was the governing body?
That's our pay and planning board.
Okay, and planning.
Yes.
Okay. So, then, is that in addition to the salaries that are paid?
That's it. The salaries are Sheila. She is our employee.
Miscellaneous town office. What does that cover?
That's our budget fund to allow us, if we have an overage in another line item, to shift funds it. So, for example, this year, in prior budgets that you've looked at, that miscellaneous town office line has been large because we weren't able to be super specific on line items. This year, because we've started utilizing an accounting software, it's allowed us to be more accurate in our budget projections at the beginning of the year, and so that number is dwindled down. And the hope is that number can, stay pretty low.
Okay, so you got revenue coming in about $120,000, and of course your balance is budget of $125,000. So, at the end of the year, okay, if there's a surplus left into the budget, where does that go?
That money goes to, we actually currently have two different investment accounts. One is labeled the Infrastructure and Acquisitions Fund. That one is currently sitting in a CD that matures in August or September, I'm sorry. The other was just recently moved to the North Carolina Capital Management Trust, and that one is labeled a Budget Shortfall Protection Fund. We will actually be working in our next meeting to create earmarks for where those dollars are actually going.
Okay. All right, so moving along, so if we have your budget that you currently outlined, so we have $10,000, cash on hand that is not used in the budget, that's going to wind up going back into those funds.
Correct. Yes.
All right, so
approximately $531,000.
$531,000. Okay, so we're pretty financially in town, in really good shape.
Absolutely.
So, with the $500-some thousand we got in the bank, are there any special projects planned, is there anything, I mean, I know that to some degree, we basically are a paper town, okay? So we do have certain things such as, we bring on the trash service, we do have a fire department. I guess the sheriff coming through here that qualifies for law enforcement. We don't have any public roads to maintain, or family within the city because they're all state owned. So, we have the money in the bank, what are we gonna do with it?
And that's exactly what we're talking about at the next meeting. A lot of suggestions have been made over the years that I think need to be revisited and discussed.
So if by some chance, the paper town got pulled out from underneath us, what happens to the money that's in the bank?
The state would get that money.
The state will get the money.
Yes, sir.
So I think we really need to concentrate on some type of hard investment in this town. Because really, your budget should come as a net zero at the end of the year. And basically, you may have a few dollars left over, but not $25,000, $30,000 set aside you can roll back into a CD.
Absolutely
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we've got to find in this town something we can hang our hat on, okay? That's going to be really beneficial to all the residents in the town and in ETJ.
Absolutely. I agree.
Okay?
And we're open to suggestions.
Does anybody have any? Anybody out here have any
Well, I
suggestions?
think they said that y'all are working on that next week. Right, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's really all I got to say. I think y'all did a great job. Appreciate all your effort, everything that you're doing, everybody on the council. So keep up the good work. Okay?
Thank you.
Does anybody else want to speak? Has not spoken.
All right. The new business that they have listed on your calendar, guys, the alarm system upgrade, has actually already been amended on the current budget that you have. If you go to building maintenance, that total is now $3,800. You just sat down last week or 2 weeks ago, it was $500. We learned that our alarm system is not compatible with a internet phone. It uses an old analog line, so we have to do a little upgrade to get that built.
So it's already on.
It's already in there.
Yes, yes.
Versus buying a new system, which will be a whole lot.
It's a great advice.
Council. Any discussion or anything? Budget ordinance itself?
I assume we don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that with the other budget.
I'm just making sure.
I'll make a motion that, we approve the, town budget. On my, yeah, that make this.
We had to close the hearing. Make a motion to close the hearing.
Thank you.
And I would also, was waiting for us to close the hearing to make a motion. I'd like to table the vote on the budget for 25-26 to our next board meeting.
I would make a motion to close it.
Edward did. So,
Mm-mm.
no problem. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion is carries. Point of order, since he was waiting for the public hearing to close, his motion does precede, so. Would you like to make your motion again, please?
I'd like to make a motion that we table a vote on, budget for 25-26 for our next regular board meeting.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Now, with it being June 30th, if we do that, we do have to also pass a resolution to finance the government through our next board meeting.
I make a
Everyone
resolution,
understand?
I make a motion that we, whatever we have to do to keep the government in working.
All right, Edward's motion first, so motion to table until our July meeting. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Now, let me specify for you, what we are allowed to cover in that.
Okay,
That is Sheila's payroll
right, yes, that's definitely,
and, building expenses,
okay.
hourly, water, you know, that kind of stuff. That's it. That's all.
That's all.
Can't do anything additional. Okay.
It's also going to have to include the comp and liability insurance and, I don't know, folder, the other folder might be other bills that are due after the first year, after the first of our fiscal year.
We got to talk about
That's
that.
already on hold until our July.
Can I make a motion that we fund the government, whatever needs to be funded until we approve the budget? Does that sound
That's a
legal?
good way.
Huh?
Got it.
Okay, that's my motion, okay? All right.
Okay, do we have a second?
Yes, absolutely.
Any further discussion? All in favor of funding salaries, insurance, and billing expenses through our next meeting by resolution, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Does that mean we have to public notice again?
That's not.
I was just asking for knowledge. Sorry, y'all, still learning.
It doesn't. Well, that was our only business tonight.
I make a motion to adjourn.